Unbelievable, but this was a thriving place at one time. In addition to the information that is on the monument, we we're told, and this is information given by Mr. George Clifford Day, and I think his parents may have lived here, and he was interested in it. Some of you who are from here can verify that the horse race track was right up here. The old mill pond is in this direction. Maud, where are you?
I'm right.
Maud's late husband's grandmother ran a boarding house, and right over here. And some of the others of you who are from here can identify other places that are important to this mill town. In 1890, the Fairford Lumber Company was a big entity in the lower end of the county near the Mobile County line. They cut all the timber, as was the habit. They cut all the timber in that area and moved on to another place where the pine was plentiful. They moved in this direction because at the time they were there, they had a line coming as far as Tiger Creek, we think. Is it Tiger Creek or Tiger? Tiger Branch. And that's right down there. We're not sure if that's the actual dead end of that line or if it came on up further into this area. But just look around you, and as far as you can see and further was uniform in the early 20s. In 1918, George Headley, P.M. Eichner, and W.H. Ellsworth formed Headley Pine Company and moved it on up to this area. There was dummy lines running from all directions into this area, bringing the logs to the mill pond to be sawed. Also, the place was well lit, we're told. I can't imagine running a mill 24 hours a day, but that was done here. So it was a big entity. Locally, men were hired and women were hired to do the jobs that were needed. The first local man to be hired was Mr. Amon Howard, and Mr. Boyd Howard was also an employee of this company. They helped build temporary quarters for the men who were working, and then when they finished those temporary quarters, they went to work full-time for Headley Pine Company. There were spur tracks from the main tracks in order to log all the land owned by the company, which was 27,000 acres of virgin timber. Now, I don't know that I've ever seen a virgin pine tree. Any of y'all?
Here comes standing by one.
No. That's a seedling. Well, that one hadn't.
They've been down in Anderson Fork. There were 2 or 3 big pines left in there. They were this big around there.
And I can't imagine.
They finally cut it. I think Johnson,
Cut it.
Bill Johnson, finally cut the last big pine, and it had a location there. Go down to Big Pine and turn to the left and go to the fishing hole.
And that's why that's one of our local things is go to the big pine tree or to the light knot, and we'll get things done. Headley Pine had 3 train engines to pull the log trains. The sawmill ran entirely by steam, which was fired by 5 boilers. The mill ran night and day. Lights on the mill lit up the whole section. And the night shift cut 85,000 feet of lumber per night. The day shift cut 100,000 feet of lumber per day. So that was a considerable amount of lumber that left this area every day. Mr. Sam Eaton was the supervisor for Headley Pine Company, and later this company was sold to Turner Pine. And those of us who are a little bit older can all remember Turner Pine being over here. What was the name of that place your uncle worked? Do you remember? Uncle Henry.
I don't remember this.
Cheryl had uncle who was a bookkeeper over in the Turner Pine area. The town, as you can see, consisted of 50 houses, 2 schools, 2 hotels, a company store, a privately run store by Mr. James Gordy, a doctor's office, dentist's office, the post office, and a community house. And of course, the schools were used as churches and movie theaters, and they all did double duty. There is also a cemetery. Well, it's right over yonder, but you go to Gordy Road and go down that road where Mr. James Gordy lived. And commodities, meat, all kinds of necessities were shipped to Mr. Gordy store and then dispersed to the people who lived around here. And this went on until later years, like the 30s and 40s and maybe even later. We have a box that was shipped to Mr. Gordy that's wax paper lined that had meat shipped in it from Hayes Davis in Mobile. The white church's first pastor was Mr. Emmett Knapp of Fairford. And as you can see, in October of 1925, Headley Pine sold out to Turner Pine Company, and the land was cut out. Later the boiler burned, and this mill was not replaced. And as other mills, people dispersed and went to work in other areas. I think that's about all. If any of you know Thomas Parnell, his middle name is Thomas Headley. He was named after this gentleman who brought this mill to the family.
Really, let me tell you a funny part. Curtis heard it too. Headley Pine was, like you said, on this place. And Dib, a lot of people remember Dib.
And
He
he's
was
talking about Dib
driving-
Howard.
Oh, yeah.
He was driving an oxen, and Headley Pine was coming in here in a Model A or something and bogged down. And when Dib run up there by him with pulling the load of logs with an oxen, and Headley asked him about pulling him out. He said, "No, man, you crazy. I'm working for Headley Pine."
Couldn't do that. He was on company time.
Dale just didn't want to be bothered.
Probably so. Today there are about 20 families living on the old town site. Some of the foundations can still be seen around here, and some of the places identified. But as with Ellisville and Yarbo, they have gone by the way of the steam engine and are no longer in existence. Thank y'all for coming. I know it's getting windy. It's getting cool. And I know where a good cup of coffee is.
All right.